Mr. Ang Hin Kee.
Mr. Speaker, the Finance Minister spoke on the need to develop deep capabilities and how our Singaporean talent have been making their mark in various fields and how connecting with other highly skilled individuals from around the world have made us even stronger. That has been most aptly portrayed by how our freelancers have contributed to the successful making of the Hollywood movie Crazy Rich Asians. They have also benefited from collaborating with global talent in this regard. But let me declare my interest as the Director in charge of Freelancer and Self-Employed Unit in the NTUC. Freelancers have responded positively to Finance Minister's message on how the government will help workers deepen capabilities and seek new opportunities. I will touch on this in the first part of my speech and thereafter on the impact of diesel tax. Today, 1 in 10 workers are self-employed or freelance. The emergence of digital platforms have created more options and easier access to alternative or additional source of income. However, freelancers that we spoke with cited challenges such as loss of income due to prolonged illness or injury, training gaps, and unclear contracts. The tripartite work group formed by the Ministry of Manpower has come up with recommendations to address these concerns. Some ideas implemented have had good traction, but we can do more and do it faster. A case in point is the formation of the National Instructors and Coaches Association. It was registered with the Registrar of Societies and became an affiliate of the National Trades Union Congress just last month to represent the interests of freelancers who teach sports, enrichment and wellness. Because every freelancer matters, the NTUC and NICA first piece of work is to collaborate with insurers to offer prolonged medical leave insurance to instructors and coaches. In fact, a member recently suffered injury and was on medical leave for 2 months. Previously, he would have to rely on his own savings, but with the insurance cover, the payout enabled him to receive income during his recuperation. However, not many have taken up such a policy as they feared losing out on bids if not everybody takes it up. This is one area where government procurement entities can encourage freelance bidders to be protected. In January this year, the National Private Hire Vehicles Association worked with the ride-hailing operator Grab to help their active drivers enjoy free prolonged medical leave coverage. I'm also the executive advisor for the National Private Hire Vehicle Association, and this morning we managed to get, together with the help of MOM, Gojek to also offer similar product and protection for their driver partners. I hope all operators will do the same for all taxi and private hire drivers to be covered under such insurance coverage. To this end, I would like to appreciate the efforts by the MOM and the LTA to engage these operators. It is actions such as these that will affirm their assertions that driver interests matter to them. I feel that the Budget 2019 is pro-worker with initiatives like Global Ready Talent and professional conversion programs to help workers with skills upgrading and to move into new growth areas. Freelancers also want to participate in these initiatives. They do not have easy access to courses and support. It can be extra daunting if they work in specialized fields where there are few local providers or experts. Typically, for them, training is also self-funded. Potential loss of income when attend classes also deter some from attending such training. But we have had some early success in providing training support to them with the help of some government agencies and NTUC Learning Hub. For example, we contextualize first aid courses for outdoor learning and adventure instructors. We also customize skills future for digital workplace training for taxi drivers and sports coaches. Master classes and workshops also organized with freelance associations. We hope to receive more help, even as we intensify our efforts to deepen the competencies of more freelancers. We are glad that there are initiatives like those by the Infocom Media Development Authority to develop the media sector skills framework. IMDA also provides training allowance to alleviate the loss of income when media freelancers attend approved training. I hope that other government agencies will quickly put in place skills framework and training allowance for freelancers in sectors under their purview. We have also made some progress in technical training for individuals like riggers, those who set up lightings and sound systems on the ceilings and on the walls, and boot camps to equip new media freelancers on how to go about submitting quotations, how to go about training and deepening their own competencies. This also includes upstream efforts with the Ministry of Education and Career Guidance Officers. Together, we co-create concessions where youth in tertiary institutions can get a clearer picture as to what a freelance career entails. Minister, Finance, Sir, young freelancers share that they want to be a part of the Global Ready Talent Program. They too want opportunities to gain working experience overseas. We hope that the Ministry can consider partnering us and Freelance Association to send our young freelancers to key regional markets. We in the NTUC also stand ready to select and prepare young workers from among unionized companies, especially those who have displayed leadership skills, to gain overseas exposure so that they can support our unionized firms' expansion plans. Freelancer and self-employed persons are often frustrated by late or non-payment for work done. Sometimes they have to deal with buyers who exact additional demands beyond the agreed scope of work. Usually, disputes arise because the agreed terms are not documented or when the contract terms are vague. The Ministry of Manpower recently reported that 500 companies have adopted the tripartite standards when contracting with self-employed persons. I'm glad that our joint efforts have seen some early take-ups. The standard helps. However, I also want to applaud the Ministry of Finance team in getting all government procurement entities to approach and adopt the tripartite standards. Let's encourage more to do so, especially the recipients of transformation efforts supported by the Enterprise Singapore's Enterprise Development Grant. I would also like to thank the MOF team for guiding freelancers to navigate government procurement procedures. Many would like to tender and bid for projects offered by government, and I'm happy that we will next co-produce with the MOF a brochure with information on procurement procedures and practices so that freelancers know how to provide and bid for government projects. Mr. Speaker, the second part of my speech deals with the impact of diesel tax. The Finance Minister's announcement that diesel tax will be increased has caused much concern among taxi drivers. Minister, taxi drivers wish that government can provide more support to help them manage higher operating costs. Why is that so? First, while there is some rebate to cushion the impact, they need more assistance. The average cost increase after the $850 rebate is about $2 to $3 or up to $4 a day, because they use about 50 liters of diesel a day if there's 2 shift drivers of the diesel taxi. We have called upon taxi operators to help beyond just passing on this diesel rebate that you offered to the taxi drivers. In fact, why is it that they can do more? Because firstly, they can consider reducing the daily rental of the taxis, which today range about $110 to $120. And they also can consider cutting pump prices because they offer pump stations to their drivers. They themselves operate the pump stations. So, very different from other businesses, when their costs increase, taxi drivers cannot pass on this cost increase to commuters because they also don't set the fares of the taxis. The fares are set by the operators. The type of vehicles are selected by the operators. I can't choose vehicle A or B because you have 16,000 diesel vehicles that the taxi driver choose from. So if the operator offers non-diesel taxis, then the taxi driver would not have to incur this additional diesel tax. So a lot of the conditions seems to be favoring the operator or beyond the control of the drivers. So I urge that the MOT and the Ministry of Finance look at taxi license operators implementing positive outcomes for workers to form part of the licensing criteria. Perhaps, if the operators are not keen on doing more, the government can consider issuing fewer pump licensing rights to the unions. We can then appoint the appropriate operator who will sell fuel at the right price to members and help them manage costs. Mr. Speaker, sir, personal responsibility in making well-informed choices about contracting practices, protecting against contingencies, example buying insurance, and planning for future needs remain core principle for freelancers. However, support from government in training and setting the tone for all buyers will be an important boost. I urge for business buyers and operators to also offer freelancers a fair and reasonable deal. That is a budget outcome that will matter most to freelancers. With that, I support the budget.